Hi guys, it's Grim. I hope you're doing fine, and I hope you're having a nice day or you've had a nice day. And I don't know when you're watching this video, but at my place or where I live, it's currently evening, and I've had a pretty nice day. And now I'm doing this voiceover for the Sketch With Me video. And yeah, I welcome you to this talk and sketch video. This is real-time sketching, so you've already noticed. And yeah, maybe you can just sit down, take out your sketchbook, relax a little bit, maybe make some tea or coffee, whatever you want, and just sit down and sketch with me a little bit, because I like to do this a lot. I like watching other people sketch because I like watching other people sketch when I sketch, because it feels a lot more comfy than being all alone and sketching. I just like to hear someone talking when I'm sketching. So today I'm talking about something that is very important to me and to a lot of people that do art. And I actually got asked on Instagram to do or to talk about this in a YouTube video. And I get asked a lot about this at university, which is the question, how to do art regularly. Well, this is not a question I can answer in one sentence, and this is why this video is so long. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope I can help you with the tips I'm giving you in this video. So a lot of people think that doing art digitally helps you to do art every day, because some people think it might be faster, and since I draw on an iPad and I can take it everywhere and it's very portable, a lot of people think that it's a lot easier for me to do art every day and to draw big pieces, because it's easier than taking a watercolor palette and a whole sketchbook with them. And I completely get that, and I think that is true. I think that it is a lot easier with drawing on an iPad, with having an iPad, and I would never give away my dearest iPad because I love it so much. But I have to tell you that the first Inktober I did was in the first semester in university, or was when I was in first semester in university, and I completely drew this thing on the train, on the go, in my sketchbook with pens, inks, and pencils. So this is it. I packed the things that I needed for the illustration that I was going to do for the next Inktober day. I packed them together the evening before I went out of my place. And then I went on the train, because I take the train every day to university. So I went on the train, and on the train I did all the illustrations. So I think planning has a lot to do with how you can do art regularly, because if you plan your drawings and if you plan your illustrations, they will take you less time, because you already know what you're doing and what you're going to do. So also, this takes me to the next point, which is sketching everywhere. You need to sketch everywhere and be comfortable with it, because I hear a lot of people say that they don't feel comfortable around other people when sketching, and that's why some people don't like drawing on the bus or on the train, because they don't like being watched by other people. But I've come to get very familiar with this, because I take the train a lot and I draw in a lot of public places, and really I don't mind, because a lot of people actually are interested in what I'm doing, and they actually like what I'm doing. So maybe you'll find some fans when you're drawing at a public place, so don't be afraid to do that. So you can take a sketchbook and a pencil with you everywhere. This does not take too much place, and there are also teeny tiny sketchbooks which fit in your pocket pens. You know what I mean. Yeah, so the next point which I'm going to talk about is to don't be afraid to sketch and fuck your sketches up. Because some people are afraid to sketch in their sketchbooks and ruin the sketch. But listen, your sketchbook is there to make bad art. It is literally there to try out new things and fail and maybe accomplish a few new skills, but it is mainly there to fail and to practice and to get better. And if you don't fail at sketching or at doing something, you're not getting better at it. It has always been the same because you cannot learn from not making mistakes, right? If you're taking a class on drawing and illustration, of course you will learn from a person telling you what to do. But if you're learning art mainly from yourself or by yourself, like I and a lot of other artists, because I think a lot of what you're doing, you learn it from yourself or from other artists, you will only get this with trying out new things and failing and getting better, because you know that you made a mistake and you will make it better the next time. So don't be afraid to just sketch, and even if you don't have any idea what to draw, just go on, and maybe it will look completely bullshit and you will glue the pages together so that nobody can see it. But if you did it, at least you learned something, so there's nothing wrong with it. The next point that I'm going to talk about is something that I struggled with a lot, because we all know that an art block is very real. And having an art block drives you insane because sometimes you don't even have any ideas what to draw, but you feel like you have to draw, but then you're procrastinating and life sucks and so on. You know what I'm talking about? But sometimes I think even if it's the worst thing and you feel terrible at it, and you feel terrible by doing it, sometimes you just have to force yourself to do something, because this is the only way you will get to do something. Maybe when you go out and take a walk, if you have time to do it, or maybe just look on some inspirational posts on Pinterest, maybe this will help you. But I have to say that sometimes you have to force yourself to draw, because if you're not doing it, you will not. If you have an art block, if you don't know what to draw, you will not start drawing if you don't force yourself. That's it. And I've had this feeling a lot. I've had these struggles a lot. I've struggled a lot with this, and I think that a lot of the time when I forced myself to draw, I did not like the outcome of the piece. I did not like it. But a lot of the times I did force myself to do it, I actually felt that the pieces I did after this piece that I didn't like are a lot better, and I feel a lot more inspired, and I finally got over the art block. So maybe this might be a solution for getting rid of an art block, forcing yourself to draw, I don't know. But this helps me a lot, and I think that of course an art block hinders you to draw every day. But if you don't force yourself to draw every day, you're not going to get there, because just like everything else, just like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, taking a nap, taking everything, eating, everything that we do are habits. And I think drawing is a habit that we develop as well. Drawing every day is a habit that we need to learn, and we need to train this. And it takes about 60 days to train a new habit, or at least it takes a month. And to really set this habit in stone, it takes about 60 days, and this habit will stick to you and you will not get rid of it. So if you keep making art for about 60 days, every day, so there are a lot of 100 days challenge, 365 days challenge, maybe 60 days challenge would be the next thing, because after 60 days your habit of drawing every day is very set, and no matter what you do, if your drawing looks shit or not, you're drawing every day, and at least you learn something. Because if you're not drawing, you're not learning anything, and you're not getting better at drawing. And this brings me to the next point, which is getting better at drawing. Getting better at drawing is a huge point of making art regularly, because if you draw every day, your art will get better, of course. And even if you do shit drawings, your drawings will get better too, because you learn by every stroke that you draw. And yeah, this will help you grow a lot. And with drawing every day, and with getting better at art, comes with developing a routine. If you have a routine, you know exactly what to do at what point, and this helps you to get a lot quicker at finishing illustrations or at finishing drawings, finishing sketches. And maybe you have to set a timer to, I don't know, half a minute, or you go set a timer for 1 minute, draw a full face, then set it to 30 seconds, draw the same face but just in 30 seconds, and then do the same thing in only 10 seconds. And this helps you to get a lot faster and a lot quicker at drawing and doing illustrations. And if you get a lot quicker, or you will develop a routine which helps you to get a lot quicker and faster at drawing, and this helps you to actually draw every day. Because if you don't take hours to finish a piece, you are likely to take a pencil out and draw more, or you're likely more into taking a pencil out and drawing. So yeah, and actually a lot of drawings and a lot of illustrations, probably almost every illustrations on my Instagram that I posted during the last year and the last semester, only took me about 1 to 2 hours, because I always say, like, before I start drawing and I start with a sketch, and then I would say this will take me no longer than an hour, and I will try to fit this illustration, finishing the illustration, into 1 hour. And of course it does not happen all the time, but I think a huge point of this is deciding when an illustration is done. Because when I was younger and not as experienced with illustrating and art as I'm now, I still don't know anything, or I still don't know everything, but I know a lot more than I did when I was younger. And when I was younger, I did a lot of illustrations, and at some point, or I was never at the point where I said, okay, this is finally finished, this is done, and I won't touch it anymore. When I was doing big pieces, for example, I always had something that I wanted to add, something I wanted to change, because if you're creating something, you have the power of changing and of creating this piece. And this drives a lot of artists to, or this has driven me as a young artist to not knowing when a piece is done. And this is why I when I was younger, I set time goals that I wanted to finish my illustrations, and this helped me a lot to get faster with my illustrations. And yeah, so I know I've talked a lot now and I gave you a lot of tips, but I hope all the tips helped you, and yeah, you learned something from it. And if you have any more tips for me, maybe I can learn something from you. I would love to learn something from you, and I would love to hear your tips and tricks on how to draw every day and how to do art regularly. Because yeah, I want to learn so much more because I'm just starting actually to be a full-time freelance illustrator, not full-time because I'm studying, like I've already said. But yeah, the main things that you need to pay attention to is that don't be afraid to sketch and to fail. Take your sketchbook everywhere and sketch everywhere, and don't be afraid of people staring at your sketches, because most of those people are actually jealous because they want to draw like you can, and maybe you will find some people that are interested in your art. And next point that I was talking about is that you sometimes need to force yourself to do art. And yeah, this is very hard to say actually, because I always think that forcing art you can never develop great art if you force yourself to draw. But sometimes this is the only way you can overcome procrastination and sorrows about thinking that your art and your style is not great enough yet. This has also a lot to do with fear and things like that, things like this. Yeah, and also a point that I talked about was getting faster and developing a routine with your art, which helps you to create a personal art style and also get better at art. And if you want me to talk about more like these topics, maybe about how I develop my style and maybe how I think that developing a style would work the best, you can let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video and if you like those kind of videos where I'm talking and you see me sketch something, then please let me know by hitting the like button. And yeah, I would very much appreciate it if you follow me on all my social media. I will link them in the description down below, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, something that is new is that I finally have a Patreon, and it would be very nice of you if you could join me over on Patreon and support me, because I have a lot of amazing benefits for my patrons. And if you want to check them out, the link is in the description. You can now head over to my Patreon. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you're doing fine, and I hope I can see you in the next video. Bye guys!